I'm getting a very interesting channel message for you surrounding your birthday or your rebirth or your lap around the sun, as people call it, the solar return. A lot of people will just, celebrate their birthday thinking that it's like, I'm just turning another year, I'm just aging or whatever. But here's the truth. Leading up to what you call your birthday, there is a huge opportunity for you to do your quantum leap. And what that means is that your birthday is not just celebrating the day that you're born, what modern society tells you, but it's a loop. It's a loop in the solar system. Now, we're gonna get really deep into this. So if you're aligning with this message, you're probably in for a really big ride right now. So get ready. Like, I'm even outside right now. I didn't expect to do this video, but here it goes. So what I'm getting here for you is that there is a loop because we're always in this matrix system, okay? And sometimes there's the matrix within the matrix within the matrix. So some of you guys might be familiar with things like astrology or like anything, or even astronomy, like these like solar system type of thing. And there is a way where you can understand when you're in the wheel of karma and when you're in the wheel of dharma. So the difference is, up to a certain point, every lap you go around the sun, you are going to experience, have you learned the lesson, or do we need to repeat certain things? What is this year signifying for you? Because numerology, numbers, everything is frequency, everything is energy. So there's a certain idea of you coming across certain energies or certain frequency that you resonate with. That can be your human age if you resonate with that, or a certain month or a certain number. Like for example, you meet someone and they are a number something in their life path in numerology, or in their destiny love card number. That's very interesting, by the way, which I won't go into in this video. But there is a resonance when you loop around the sun. So when you go into your birthday, you are going to experience a lot of the lessons coming up. So it's kind of like a how you say, a test run. That's what I'm hearing, like a test run. It's like, before you die, right? You see things flashes before your eyes in that one moment. And then, then you go into this death moment. And then actually, we don't know about it a lot, but, actually you actually see the truth about life, that it goes on and is eternal, right? And then you are given certain choices and stuff like that. So we won't go into that. But what this means for you is that you're going to be given a moment similar to that, not quite extreme, to reevaluate your lap around the sun and see how that resonates with you, and see what lessons and soul lessons that you are ready to incorporate, integrate, expand, and the timelines that you're ready to collapse. What this means is that your entire loop in the solar system, okay, so when you continue celebrating your birthday, you are in this loop, this circling of the solar system, because it's a karmic loop. You're here to learn your karma, and your karmas are your lessons, the lessons that your soul needs to learn to become whole and complete, for you to know who you really are at a soul level. Because the more you identify yourself as not your soul, the more you identify yourself with your human, with your ego, you are going to be looped. Okay, you are going to be looped around the sun. Okay, well, everything's falling. Okay, I'm drinking this matcha cream. I just got my head massage. Usually when that happens, there's a lot of things, coming through. And I was called to go to this cafe to just journal. And I was getting all these channel messages for you. So here it is. I even have my mic ready. because I knew something was coming through today, just didn't know when. So here's the thing. A lot of us, we know of this as astrology system of, like your sun sign, right? That's the solar system. Your sun sign, your moon sign. When people say, hey, what's your star sign? What's your zodiac sign? They're asking for your sun sign. Your sun sign is how you shine in this solar system, in this world, okay? So on Earth, so to speak. But not just on Earth, but on like the solar system. And then actually, once you break free from that, once you break free from the karma, you're going to be awakened to, this is something that people call the 13th sign. This, I don't know what the actual name is, but what I know is that there is a bigger, like there's another cosmic type of astrology. So for those of you who know that you're connecting with the stars, like this, the galaxy, the system that is beyond the solar system. For some of you guys who remember your galactic origins and lifetime and future lives and stuff like that, a lot of you guys can consider yourself star seeds or having memories from your future reincarnation or parallel lives, something like that. Let me know down below. Give me some spaceship alien emojis if you know this is you. Because what happens is that you are going to resonate more with that astrological system. So I know I'm channeling this through because, when I channel, it's not like I read this thing, from a book or whatever, it just, I don't know the exact name of it, but I know this thing exists, okay? There's this thing that exists. If you know the actual name, let me know down below, but there is kind of like your galactic star sign. Okay, so it's no longer like your sun sign anymore, but it's like your galactic star sign. So it's kind of like your sun sign, considering this the 13th astrological sign. I think it's called the Ophelius. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm butchering the name, but again, if you know the actual term, let me know down below. So as you go deep and you clear out and collapsing your karmic loops, you will realize that there is something that feels unbalanced and chaotic and kind of out of sync in our system. Okay, and what I mean by that is when you feel into the truth of our world, and this will take someone needs to be kind of broken free from the first layer of matrix for you to understand it. So for example, like when I was working 9 to 5 9 years ago, I kind of follow a certain set of rules in the matrix. But when I broke free from that, I wasn't working. I was free. I had all these days. I didn't have an alarm clock. So I had to feel into, all of a sudden, I don't rely on an alarm clock for me to wake up. I don't rely on a job for me to get up and feel purposeful. I literally need to feel into all of this and use my own judgment and my own intuition. And that's when I began to expand. This is my spiritual awakening. It's me connecting deeply with all these parts of me and in the invisible realm. So when do I feel called to wake up? All of a sudden I'm so free to eat whatever I want, to go everywhere I want, drink whatever I want, do whatever I want. I literally was so free that I had to be like, well, what am I supposed to do now? What's true? So then I started to ask myself what's true. And for those of you who took the time to do this, you will know that your body follows a certain system. The true system might not be like, okay, I wake up at 6 and then I work until 8 and then I do this thing, and it might not be like that. And then you will find that maybe your true self is more productive at night versus morning. But then your 9 to 5 job is in the morning and not at night, and then it kind of doesn't make you feel like you're doing your best self. Or maybe you're someone you feel like you need 9 hours of sleep. Okay, I'm talking about us women especially. We need a lot of more rest. So it doesn't make sense that you see all these studies and these men telling you that you only need 4 hours of sleep and you can work like a machine. Maybe you try that and you see why all your hormones are all effed up. Okay, so you will actually see what you actually need. So all of that to say is that once you're out of the matrix programming, the lower matrix programming, you're going to enter this phase of what is true, what is actually true for me when I experience this next level of freedom. Okay, so connecting that to your birthday is that when you're looped in this karmic wheel, I call it the wheel of karma, you're going to learn things about where do you feel not whole and complete, where do you put your power away, where do you not stand up for yourself, where do you place your sense of worth and value in a relationship, in a man, in a woman, where do you get your self-identity from? Is it from, oh, I'm being a mom, this is my job title, this is, my whatever, this is how old I am, this is how much money I have, or what is it actually based on? So once you broke free of all of those illusions that I am my age, I am my thing, my thing, and then you're able to connect with this infinite and eternal part of you that is like ageless, then that's when you will see that your age reverse. This when you begin to see that you can look a certain age or way, but then you recall your past and future life memories that it takes you to thousands of years of knowledge and wisdom that people will be looking at you like, how do you know what you know? Right? Oh, you look so young. How do you know this? Yeah, it's because you didn't go to school on earth to learn that. You remember it. Okay? So this spiritual awakening journey is a remembrance. Okay, it's a journey of remembrance. It's a journey of awakening to your true self, and there's levels. Okay, there's levels of awakening. So back to that solar system, going beyond the solar system, there's the galactic system. And in there, you're going to remember, like, there's a certain cycle. Yeah, that's where I was going. There's a certain cycle. Why do we have, 29 days, 30 days, 31 days in a month, And then it's like, okay, well, if we just divide that into everything is just 30, right? It will make sense, right? It's like if you actually do the math properly, if you divide things properly into 13, it will make sense. So there's a lot of this divine feminine awakening that's happening, and the divine feminine awakening is the number 13. The number 13 is the number of the goddess, is the number of the forgotten wisdom. Yes, baby, we're going there. It's the number of the forgotten. Okay, and this is something that was being really illuminated to me when I was connecting with my astrologer that I go to every year, and this is the energy of you remembering and reawakening the divine feminine essence to break free, to move into the new earth consciousness, because the old earth, the old matrix, is based on a very patriarchal type of energy, which is like, very masculine dominated. And what that represents is that it represents the lower chakras. Okay, so the more dense you are, the more lower in frequency you are, the more you're going to be attached to attachments, material things, and I need to see it, I need to logic it, or otherwise it doesn't exist. And then we move up to the heart, right? That's the harmonization. Then we move higher into the feminine playground, which is the galactic realm, which is the realm of infinity and beyond. The realm that it doesn't make sense, but it's so ancient yet futuristic. It's the sense that makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me know if you feel this. It's like a lot of you guys can be connecting with some really deep ancient knowledge, like your sages, your high priestesses, like you know really deep things, like deep mystery school kind of things. But at the same time, you remember your future life where you're like super technological, that you're on some spaceship, that you are some ET, Lyran, Rays or whatever, okay? Something like that. So then you're having all these soul memories, and it's like it feels old AF, ancient AF, but it also feels like futuristic AF. Let me know if this is you. Let me know down below or hit the like. And that's the realm we're heading towards. This galactic realm we're heading towards is fusing all of who we are, all of our soul memory together. And this is actually what I do when I work with you guys inside my one-on-one divine template activation. If you want to book one with me, go down below. This is where I meet the most advanced soul. Like, I love meeting the people in there. The most advanced soul, because they have these ancient memories and the codes that a lot of us, we feel like we're crazy, and they label us like, oh, you have a ADHD, or you have PTSD, or you have depression. They label you, and then they condense you into something super basic in this 3D realm, in this solar system. But when you break free and we go, to your divine template, which is what I work with you on, is activating your true soul blueprint, your divine template. And then you remember and you integrate. And that's when you become super powerful. So when you integrate this 13th sign, which is the forgotten feminine, okay? And if you actually look into, a lot of the secret knowledge in this world, is that a lot of the feminine teachings are being eradicated. They tear off the pages, they throw it away, like the Mary Magdalene things, like they throw it away, they dismissed her, they call her a prostitute or whatever, okay? So all of these symbols, okay, symbolism of how the feminines are being reduced. If you're a female, you cannot be a high priestess, or a high priest, or you cannot be a spiritual teacher because you're tainted or whatever, right? So there's a lot of these things that really suppresses the feminine, and this is again, it's symbolic and it goes across the different things. Like even in society, right, you're going to see that a lot of women are being suppressed and reduced to, well, you're just good for one thing, your looks, or you're a trophy wife, or you're a thing. Like, they will dismiss a lot of the feminine power. So that's why, as we awaken to higher consciousness, we need to activate the heart, and we need to activate our missing codes of the divine feminine. That's why the temple is coming back, the divine feminine temple is coming back. The goddesses are gracing our earth. Oh my God, do you feel that? I feel it all over my body. The goddesses are coming back, okay? So that's why you're seeing this huge grand goddess awakening across earth right now. And that is a remembrance of who we are and what we are at a core level, that we are magical and divine, okay? So that's why all of a sudden you're getting all these memory of like, I'm not here to just work and just pop out kids and then call myself a mom, and then like that's it, okay? Or I'm here to be a working mom or something, like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not about work, it's about creation, it's about play, it's about being the divinity that you really are, embodying beauty, embodying the supernatural. That's what the feminine is. The feminine is the womb of creation. Okay, and this is not, to say that the masculine doesn't play a role. It's just that it's not complete when we don't integrate the feminine. And the divine feminine is what brings equilibrium, is the missing key in our earth right now. So back to the whole birthday thing, is if we, instead of 12 months, we have the 13, that's when things become, it makes a lot more sense, okay? Things are restoring itself in balance. And I love this thing that my astrologer says. She said, there's January, February, right? All the months. And if we add the 13th month, it would be like November, December, and remember. Wow. Like when she said that, I got shivers. What if the 13th month is remember? I feel chills all over my body. What if the 13th month is the code to our grand awakening? What if we're here to remember and reawaken the missing code that is the divine feminine codes, that is rebuilding the divine feminine temples, freeing the goddesses that's within us, the part of us that know that we're here to dance in the galactic world, the part of us that are so magical, advanced, and ancient, the part of us that we are present, aware, magical, and silly and innocent at the same time. This is the missing divine feminine code in our life. So when you begin to integrate the divine feminine code, the remember, the missing 13th into your life, you're gonna see that you're gonna be shifting into a whole new wheel. This is not your karmic wheel anymore, and this is your dharma wheel. By the way, guys, anyone's into like matcha and hojicha lattes? Ever since I went to Japan and stayed there for like 5 weeks, it's like, I love it. I actually had to slow down because it was too much caffeine, because actually I'm quite sensitive to caffeine. As a side note, anyone, let me know down below. Give me a green heart if you're into matcha, or just let me know in general. You're going to see, okay, you're going to begin to see that once you have integrated all the lessons of your sun sign, okay, so your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, your Mars, your Venus sign, your Chiron, okay, your Chiron's a big one, everyone, okay, I made a different video on your big empath wound. Your big empath wound, the biggest core wound for you to heal, okay, to break the matrix, is your Chiron, okay, look it up. Maybe I'll link the video. If you want me to talk more on how you can break the wheel of karma, I love to make that video up, but if you're interested, just let me know. Break wheel of karma video, okay, and I'll share with you exactly, precisely how you can do it, because there's a template for everything. And for those of you who want to fast track, work with me one-on-one, you're gonna fast track that, okay? Or take the divine union activation. Is a 3-part trinity awakening activation. So all the links are below. Check it down below. So when you begin to integrate your sun sign, how do you shine in the world? Okay, your moon sign, how are you when no one's looking? Your inner world, your emotional world. How do you heal the wounded healer in you, your Chiron, and then all of these different things? Once you begin to heal that, when you begin to make it's like, imagine if each of them is a chakra, it's an energy center, and you spin them, make them spin properly, then you're working properly, and all of this becomes your spaceship for you to advance into a whole new solar system. So what you're going to experience is that not all of you, but some of you will notice that your star sign changes. So maybe in the star system, you're a Scorpio. Like for me, like in the solar system, I'm a Scorpio, right? And in the galactic astrology system, I'm actually a Libra, which makes a lot of sense because my company here, I don't really like to say company, it sounds weird, but it is what it is in the legal term, I guess. But it's like what my mission and the thing that was downloaded to me is called true alignment. And I was given a very specific sign of the Trinity, the triangle. Love, light, and peace, true alignment. And that's what I'm here to guide people into the true alignment, into the equilibrium, into their God essence. And Libra is the scale. Libra is that energy, And when I'm in the the solar system is about Scorpio. So transformation is about let's go, and let's go, right? But when I heal all of that, and when I become the phoenix, okay, when I go from Scorpion all the way to ego, all the way to phoenix, which is the 3 evolutions of Scorpio, which is very interesting, right? That's also the Trinity. So when I become the phoenix and I reborn again, I actually shift to being the Libra energy. Okay, so my energy would be more about helping restoring balance on Earth, okay, in our whole galactic world. So you're going to begin to see things changing in your sign. Like I said, not all of you, but some of you, you're going to see changes in your star sign that embodies who you really truly are as a new Earth leader. Okay, as a new Earth citizen, as a new Earth co-creator. Okay, that citizen word is not even right. Okay, cross it out. New Earth co-creator. So you're gonna experience a whole new way of looking at things. You're gonna begin to identify yourself in a new way. So just as I was sharing with you, right? So I lived my entire life, thinking that I was a Scorpio, and I am in a way in this solar system. But once I've mastered that, I know that the only way to master that is for me to know that I am not my XYZ. I am undefined. And for me to truly know that, that's why it's so easy for me to be like, well, okay, we're done being a Scorpio. Now we're going to be a Libra, right? It's so easy for me to just let it go. And that's a true sign when you know that you have mastered your karma wheel. It's because you have no problem letting go of anything that is not true, or anything that is outdated, anything that has run its course, right? You have no problem letting go of old friends, old lovers, old situation, old things that you don't resonate with anymore, or is not relevant on your true journey anymore. So that's kind of actually how you really know. So the truth is, when you are about to leap into your wheel of Dharma, everything has to be linked into purpose. Okay, everything is purpose. That's why divine union happens at a soul purpose level. Okay, you connecting with your highest and truest self, which is one, which is all that is, which is we are infinite. Okay, and even that galactic system is just another type of matrix that we're in, but just higher frequency, right? The new Earth is beautiful, but it's still in this matrix that we're in the grand matrix that we're in. And we're in this beautiful experience here, but it just gets better as you evolve. Things become more harmonious and supernatural as we evolve. So a way to look at it is, the more every year, okay, leading up to your birthday, I would say 30 days leading up to your birthday, you're gonna have a chance to look at, is there a loop that I'm in? Is it really my birthday? Or is it, what would you like to call it instead? Or would I still resonate with that? Would I resonate with that being my birthday? What does that mean? What does it subconsciously tell me? That I'm aging? That I'm getting another, year older? That I'm blah, 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 blah? Okay, so I love for you to think about this, contemplate on it, because it's different for each person, right? And you're gonna get different downloads as you evolve and as you do another cycle, until you're done with the cycle of like that reincarnation, and you're beginning to live not on earth anymore, but in heaven, because that's your energy belongs in heaven. And then actually you will actually integrate that heaven energy on earth. So it's kind of like heaven on earth, which is the new earth consciousness. So it gets very exciting this time that we're going towards, and this time that I'm really the moment I really awakened to my true role, like it was just so fascinating, because my Chiron is in Leo, a lot of you guys know, and Chiron is the wounded healer, right? It's what we need to overcome in order for us to shine our light. And mine is in Leo. It's really about being seen, right? Being like my fear of being too much, or my my energy of being too va-va-voom, or it's about leadership and all of that, right? So I had to really heal all my wounds on speaking my truth, on being seen in a massive way, which of course you can tell that I've overcome that. Is how, so many people find me, and being seen in my true authentic energy, because Leo is the sun, right? So when I heal my Chiron, boom, I open, and then I became aware, because everything is frequency. That's what I'm telling you. When you find this video, and if you're watching it to this point, it's because there's a resonance, okay? Most people are not going to find this information. This is new, okay? Hot off the press type of information, but at the same time, you always knew it. Okay, that's the thing. That's how our new earth works. It's like there's the timelines becoming more blurred, because everything, it just works on frequency, and everything just a remembrance. Okay, because we all know this, we've lived through this. Okay, so I began awakening, and I began to remember the 13th. I began to remember that, I'm actually meant to be something grand. When I heal my Leo energy, I've always felt that I have that energy within me. I begin to remember my, star origins in a new way, in a more profound way. And then boom, 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 my moon sign and my rising sign all of a sudden being Virgo, changing to Leo. Right? So now my moon and my rising are both Leo, which makes a lot more sense to me in my new identity, in my new frequency, in my new earth leader frequency. Because for me to lead, for me to guide, I'm no longer in that Chiron energy of like healing my Leo energy. Is now I'm embodying, I'm moving towards my destiny. Your ascending sign, your rising sign is where you're moving towards. I'm moving towards leading people into sovereignty, which is what I'm doing, right? Leading people into remembering their cosmic royalty, right? So I'm the one who's destined for that. And how do I do that? I do that by helping you remembering where you're out of whack. So that's the Libra in me. So anyway, we can go so deep into this, and I can look into all of that for you inside our one-on-one sessions, or when you begin to remember your true galactic role, your true new earth frequency, you're going to see a lot of the old timelines will collapse. And when I say that, I mean your relationship with your parents are going to change. Your relationship with your loved ones are going to change. Your relationship with your so-called friends are going to change. And all of a sudden, you don't look at friendship the same way. They're going to collapse. You don't look at work the same way. Something's going to happen. They're going to fire you. You're going to put in your resignation letter. And then what? You're going to end up unemployed. And you have to deal with that, because your soul is on a whole new journey. And it seems like you are delayed, and it seems like you are blocked, and it seems like you're stuck, but you're actually on the fast track. You're on the fast track of evolution, because you were always destined to be a new earth leader. You were always destined to integrate your galactic soul codes, your divine template, your soul blueprint, okay? And all of this can only be retrieved from your future self-memory in a way, okay? And at the same time, integrating back your ancient old past life memories. And when you know how to integrate all of this into the present, you become a very powerful human being, supernatural being, because you're not working now as I am John Smith, I am, Tina Wong, I am whatever, right? You don't operate from that anymore. You're operating from these thousands or millions, or how many ever lifetimes and parallel situations that you recall, these different incarnations and timelines playing out, and you're able to integrate them. And you can only do that when you are sovereign, when you are powerful, when you're anchored in your light. Otherwise, a lot of people that I work with, that they're very powerful, they're very psychic, they're very open, but then they are pulled away from all different directions. That's why they struggle with things like money and relationship and self-respect and even housing and stuff like that. It's because they're not grounded in the 3D. They remember so much, but they don't know how to ground it. So that is also important, okay? A really good way to ground all of this is I have a 2-hour energy activation and transmission for you called the Star Seed Light Worker power up energy activation. Okay, so link of that is down below. I highly recommend that one to anchor you into the 3D if you have that problem. Okay, so let me know what comes up for you guys. There's so much conversation that I want to start having. All of a sudden, it's just like really coming through for me. And yeah, I wanna know what downloads you got, what you got from this. You want me to expand on how you can close off the wheel of karma. Yeah, all of that. Let's begin our conversation. Like this video if you want more, and subscribe to the channel because I'm here every day. And yeah. Guys, I love you so much. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so grateful for you. And I want to say I remember you. I remember you. Okay, some of you guys remember me as well. Not me as Tina Wong, but me as a soul essence. Okay, let me know. Because we're about to co-create something really big. I can feel it. We're about to co-create something really big. This earth is not even ready for, but at the same time it is. We have already agreed. And I'm so excited for this ride. Okay, let's get the convo rolling. I love you.